It was at university when my friend Aroaro Hond and I sort of formed this little duo, and we went around all the clubs. There was quite a vibrant club scene in those days in South Auckland, and in there's a place called Cleopatra's out in Panmure. I don't even know how we got there. I think one of her nanas had a car. We used to go out there and we'd enter in all these talent quests. There was a place called Peppermill that was under Trillo's. I don't even know if Trillo's is still going. Somewhere downtown Auckland. So we'd enter all these talent quests and we actually did quite well. We won a couple and we'd get to the finals. We were doing Donna Summer. Oh, we love Donna. Yeah, and then singing in clubs. Like they used to have these things called floor shows where there'd be a resident band and then me and her would come on and do a half-hour floor show. I don't even know if we were paid, come to think, but I guess we must have been. But it was actually really good training. So other people were doing that, like Annie Crummer was doing that. Artie Jar were kind of starting up at the same time. And sometimes there'd be a resident band. So I got to know a lot of the musicians, the working musicians that mainly came from South Auckland. And it was a highly competitive scene, and it was good. There was a guy called Tui Timoti who was pretty legendary, very ruthless, fantastic musician. He could play nearly everything. He could read music, which wasn't that common among Māori musicians. And he took a liking to me and Aroaro. And he'd sort of snap at everyone else. I don't know why he liked us. And he kind of coached us. And so I guess at that time it was all about pleasing the crowd, so singing what they liked. And it was just professionalism, to have fun. And, you know, if you can survive the crowds in South Auckland, you're all right. You do okay. I'd end up playing, you know, in clubs and pubs. Some of them were a bit dodgy, you know. They were quite, they used to bolt the tables to the floor because so saved the punters from throwing them at people. Played in a few gang pads back in the day, and then got a residency in a band in Queen Street for a couple of years. So that was 5 nights a week, singing whatever was on the top 10. Yeah, and then I'd watch all these other bands come down the steps trying to talk to Johnny Tabler, the Albanian dude who ran the place. He didn't say much except bok bok, but he was always very pleasant to me. And I watched his bands come down, and I could see them going, "Get them on the stage, we'll be better." But he held on. You know, we left when we felt like it. It was great. I enjoyed it. It's pretty intense. 10:30 till 2:30 in the morning. I learnt how to parallel park, because I had to park my car. In those days you could park on Queen Street, and opposite was the big bus stop. So, you know, I nailed the car parking. Had a couple of car accidents, but that's another story. And yeah, enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But I could only sing songs that I liked, like up until about 15 minutes at the start and 15 minutes at the end. Everything else was Madonna and whoever was, you know, Rick James and whoever else was in the top 10.